Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Chrono Cross walkthrough. We are still kind of doing a little bit of exploring here. Kind of just cruising around. You know, being that we've finally got the boat, I thought it would be a decent time to kind of cruise around, try to find some different things here. The El Nido Triangle, we can't do anything with quite yet. This spot right here, I believe, you can visit this later on in the game. It looks like it's you can't do anything with it quite yet. This is Marble. I don't know. Anyway, they don't like humans, so we're not going to be very welcome here by anybody, especially this guy throwing rocks right at our face. kind of mean, just saying. But hey, I guess he feels strongly. Well, humans are an ill omen. Okay. That's not good. I don't want to be known as an ill omen. I'm just kidding, I totally do. How great would that be? Alright, anyways, so there's not actually going to be a whole lot that we can do here in Marble. There is a shop, though, however, and hopefully I will pop that open so that you guys can see. Yeah, here we are. Alright, so Bro of G. And actually, this guy's, I think it's his brother. It sure would make sense that it's his brother. Will actually appear here a little bit later and sell some other elements as well. And his brother's got a lot of trap elements. Excuse me, wow, I'm got the hiccups here a little bit. But he's got some traps, and those traps are actually extremely useful. So I'll end up buying quite a few of those once that actually becomes available. Time-wise, obviously it's not quite yet. I believe it's after the, I think it's after the next, like, kind of like big event, I suppose, that happens. So yeah, keep that in mind, and keep this spot kind of in the back of your head. We will be returning here later. I don't believe I've actually got footage of my return trip and then buying all the traps, but again, you know, hopefully when this the other shop becomes available, I will try to remember to you know, toss that in the video. But anyways, he's got obviously a lot of other really good elements there. I don't remember what exactly I bought here. I was too busy talking and not paying enough attention to what I actually bought. So, but he's got a lot of the buff type elements, and you know, in the first few playthroughs of this game, I never really used them at all. I usually went for like attack elements, but I feel like this playthrough specifically, I've really gone towards those elements in particular to you know, just give them a fair shot, and I'm pretty happy with the result so far. So yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, and honestly though, I think that's really it for Marble here. We're going to obviously chat with all of the NPCs while we're here, but yeah. Alright, so this is the Elder. He tells us a little bit about the Sea of Eden. Okay, it's cursed. It sounds like a really bad place. Okay, even seagulls avoid flying over it? Alright. Seagulls, you know, normally being extremely courageous. I got nothing. I don't know. Alright, anyways. So you're just talking about the Black Dragon. Wow, and apparently talking about the Black Dragon or even mentioning him throws me into a wild coughing fit. I had to actually stop the commentary there. He's no joke. Alright, anyways. Here he is. I think it's a he. I don't actually know. Maybe it's a she. he or she, I think, is Might be the coolest dragon of them all. Although, I say that, but maybe that's because black's my favorite color? I don't know. Just a thought. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I have a predisposition towards black-colored dragons. Anyways. Yeah, let's head out. Yeah, that's about it for Marble. Nothing really else to do here for the time being. Again, though, keep in mind, we're going to want to come back here later for those trap elements. They're extremely useful. And here again, I'm kind of cruising around. And this is actually eventually going to be a spot that we can park the boat at. But, alright, so where are we going? Excuse me. Looks like we're going to stop at the Isle of the Damned. I would definitely recommend stopping here. We will get another part for Skelly inside. And so if you need to, or if you want to recruit him, definitely make a stop here. Excuse me, wow. Alright. Probably not a bad idea to save. I don't know. I don't know how dangerous this place. Well, I guess it kind of is. There's actually some pretty powerful enemies here. I'm not going to bother fighting any though, so I kind of just run in and loot the joint or loot what I can and then leave. Eyeball, okay. Pretty lame, let's be honest. I believe is... There we are. Alright, so there's the mixed bones. And I think that was the last piece. Yeah, there we go. Okay. After this... And I would say it's probably a good idea to just leave right now. I don't think there's anything else here. Or I don't think we can do anything else here yet. But it is kind of nice now. I believe this is technically the earliest you can recruit Skelly. So, you know, if that's... if you're trying to recruit everybody, then, like I said, this is the earliest possible point to recruit him. We'll do that. I believe it should end up still being in this video. These enemies are the airframes. I don't remember actually how strong they are. I vaguely remember them being pretty powerful though. So I didn't bother fighting any. I may have gotten into a battle, but I would bet if I did, I ran away. So unfortunately, I don't believe they've got any, you know, decent or anything decent to steal, or you know, and I don't think they have really any good drops right here. So again, I didn't really feel like it was worth the time to put one down. Wow, yeah, it looks like I avoided them completely. All right, very nice. Oh, I should say so far. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, we're on our way out, so. We made it through unscathed. Pretty impressive. Pretty fancy footwork there. So hopefully now I'll go recruit Skelly. But we'll see. We'll see where I end up stopping at here first. Or maybe I'll just stand around on the world map for a while, since I, you know, just love doing that. Okay, wow, so that was a big break. Alright, anyways, let's continue on. Let's see where we're headed here. I don't remember exactly where I went next. Looks like we're gonna take a little stop in Termina. I would sure think we're going to go recruit Skelly now. That would seem to make sense, right? We put them all back together. Let's go check on him, or check in on him at his grandmother's house. To be honest, not a big fan of Skelly, but I will say one thing. He looks hilarious when he runs. You'll kind of see him run in here in a second, I think. Yeah, here he is. All right. I don't know what it is. Something like he tilts his head backwards. I don't know. It was super weird. Kind of funny. So it totally looks like, now that I'm just noticing this now, but it kind of looks like Van's father. If you look through the window down there, that kind of looks like Go's sprite. I don't know. Just a thought. So, kind of funny here, too. Apparently, Skelly can cry even though he's a skeleton, and I would assume doesn't have tear ducts. But hey, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't be overly critical, right? It's a video game after all. Let's be real here. All right. So, anyways, after you speak with his grandmother for the first time, leave and then come back, and then speak to Skelly again, and at that point he will join. So here you go. So I don't know, you know, I'm, to be honest, not a big fan, like I said, of Skelly, but he's just, I don't know, you know, he's just another one of the goofy random people that you can get. I guess he is, you know, I don't know, a black innate, so if you find you need to pick up a black innate character, then by all means go right ahead. I actually took him and did a bunch of random battles with him just to make sure I got you know, any little bit of stats that I could possibly get for him at this point. But we're going to continue on. No, we're gonna make a little stop here first. I want to show you guys this spot. Yeah, okay. So this spot here, just keep this in mind. I don't think that you can really do anything here in this particular world, in another world. But later on, I believe, or at least in the other world, there's some events that'll happen here, and you know, we'll take care of those once we actually can. But I guess keep in mind that this little cabin, I guess, exists. Again, unfortunately, we can't do anything here quite yet, but eventually we will. Okay, so let's hop back in the boat and be on our way. All right. So where are we headed to next? This spot here, I may have mentioned it before, but we'll actually be able to interact with that spot a little bit later. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, they don't let you right now, but that's okay. So our next, oh man, I forgot about this spot. Okay, so this is the Hermit's Hideaway. I would definitely recommend saving your game right here, and boy, okay, so depending on the route you took, whether or not you saved Kid or not, there's some different options here. And what I mean by that is, if you've got Kid in your party, I would definitely recommend taking her to the next battle and trying to steal. We're actually going to fight Harl for a real quick, and frankly, it's a really easy fight. But the interesting thing with her is that she's got a rare steal as well as a rare drop. It's called the item is called the Moon Glasses. This is the only place in the game that you can get them. And what they're going to do for you is actually the description just says it reduces all types of damage. So, I mean, to be honest, that sounds great. I don't know how much it reduces, you know, damage by. I have no idea. I've never actually tested it out, but I always grab them just for completionist's sake. Now, here's the thing, though. Unfortunately for me, you know, being that I've gone with the route where I didn't save Kid, we don't have her at this point, and so unfortunately we won't be able to steal from Harl. So I guess, you know, just keep that in mind. And you know, if you really want the moon glasses like I did, you will just have to get lucky and get them to drop. Like I said though earlier, it is their rare drop as well, so you know, I guess I hope you've got a lot of patience if you want to try for them. The other thing is you can actually get 2 of them for each playthrough as long as you saved Kid. You know, you could steal, and if, like I said, if you get lucky, you can get that rare steal, and then if you're really lucky, you could get them to drop as well. So, you know, if you want to get 2 in a single playthrough, you can, as long as you saved Kid. Now, I've done it before, quite a few times actually, and actually without ever playing on an emulator. Now, if you've got an emulator, boy, that's the way to go. That is definitely the way to go. Unfortunately, I am playing on PlayStation 3, so that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna be able to do that. So, unfortunately, here I had to kind of just grin and bear it, I suppose. And again, the good thing about Harl is it's a fairly easy battle. It doesn't take too long. So, you know, if you are just trying to go for that rare drop, then you know, it's not going to be too or overly difficult. Now, if you're going for both, again, my hats off to you, because I know how hard, difficult, and time-consuming it can be. So, you know, I guess good luck if that's what you decide to do. Otherwise, you know, like I said, I'm going to end up just grabbing 1 pair. And, yeah, I don't know. I guess, anyways, good luck. So here, I've got the footage here of my, my first battle with her. And then, I actually just cut out all of my failed attempts. Because, you know, like I said, I wanted to get the moon glasses, so I actually just reloaded my game over and over until I got it to drop. And, you know, like I said, unfortunately, it's a bit time consuming. I know it took at least, I want to say it took at least a half an hour. So, but to be honest, that wasn't that bad. There it is. So I actually did the little cut there of my my success. But yeah, so it took quite a bit of time, and like I said, I think I got fairly lucky. But all right, so that's that. Harl is done. And actually, I almost wonder if you can skip this part too altogether. I don't know that you actually have to come here and speak to Radius or not. I don't know, but I did. And namely, again, because I wanted to get that. Or those moon glasses, so I guess keep that in mind. You actually, I believe, like I said, I believe you can actually skip this part. I could be wrong though. I guess I've never actually tried it. But all right, so Radius here says that Lynx is behind everything. And it's actually a little bit interesting when you take Glenn with, because obviously Glenn knows these guys that we're speaking to. So there'll be a little bit more dialogue as well that is, I would say, kind of unique, you know, to or unique if you have Glenn in your party. No major, you know, plot points by any means or anything like that. Just like, oh, hey, Glenn, what are you doing here? Kind of deal, you know? But alright, so Radius here explains that he used to be one of the divas. If we didn't know that already, I think maybe we did? I don't know. And he fought with Garai, which is obviously Glenn and Dario's father. And then he retired 4 years ago. Yeah, okay. So living carefree apparently ever since. Alright, so Lynx approached General Viper, and yeah, he's interested in finding the frozen flame. Okay. Huh. Okay, pretty deep conversation. Well, so Radius doesn't actually know why, kind of why we're doing the things we're doing, so that's a little interesting. I should say, he didn't know why the general was getting involved with Lynx. He's not really sure on his intentions. I suppose, I would assume we find out eventually. Alright, so we spent the night, looks like. Which, poor old man Radius, I wonder where he slept. Or maybe one of our characters ended up sleeping on the floor, because I saw there was only 3 beds there. Alright, let's head out. Kind of a cool place, though. I mean, hollowed out tree and a kind of a base underneath the ground. That's, I don't know, pretty cool. And then I don't know if you noticed there, there's a little patch of ground that's a little odd looking, I guess, than the rest. And unfortunately, we can't do anything with that quite yet. But later on, we'll come back here and use an item there. All right, so here's the moon glass. It reduces damage done by all kinds of attacks. So there you have it. Kind of like, I don't know, seems to me like ultimate armor, but yeah, all kinds of attacks you receive from enemies. Again, I don't know what that really means. I've never tested it out either. I don't know how much damage it reduces. But I guess the cool thing about that is it would be, or it sure seems like it should be like magic defense plus physical defense. Just from that description. But alright, anyways, let's continue on here, and we're going to head into the fog finally. Let's just go, yeah, you choose the head into the fog option. Alright. So what do we got going here? It's a pretty cool looking ship. And alright, they've stopped rowing for some reason. The ghost ship. Okay. Eerie. Frightening. Yes, what are we waiting for? Should be asking myself that right now. Lena really wants to know an answer, and I'm just not interested in giving it. Okay, there we go. You are right. Of course I'm right. I'm always right. Doy. Okay. We're not going to be able to navigate our boat in this fog. I mean, here's the thing though, dude. This isn't some, this isn't the Titanic. We're not worried about icebergs, right? Although, yeah, okay. Well, I guess we're really not going to know where we're going, though. I guess he's technically right. It's probably going to be hard to navigate. I mean, if we're in the fog and we can't see the stars or the sun, I don't know, that's a stretch. Anyways, alright. Stop trying to make sense of video games, man. Just enjoy them, alright? Alright, so here is Fargo. Fargo is one of my favorite characters in the game. I've probably mentioned that before. The big reason is he can steal stuff. So yeah, unfortunately we won't actually be able to recruit him for quite some time, but once we do, it's gonna be great. I think once I put him in my party, he's pretty much there for good. So he's kind of one of my go-to guys, especially for, like I said, for stealing. I like to steal. What can I say? It's my thing. In video games, that is. Not in real life. Crazy. Alright, a cold-blooded monster. Ugh. Okay. So apparently they were having run-ins with Lynx, and so their idea was to disguise themselves. Okay, cool. That's actually kind of a good idea. So they passed around kind of a legend that there was a ghost ship. I don't know. Is that story familiar to anybody? I don't know. Maybe Pirates of the Caribbean? Just saying. Maybe Pirates of the Caribbean ripped off Chrono Cross. I don't know. Ripped off Fargo's good idea. Probably not. I don't know though. I wouldn't put it past him. It's a good idea. But all right. Anyways, so Fargo is going to test our metal, I suppose. Now these guys here, these are kind of like the guys. I believe these are the Mana Wars, like the ones that we fought in Viper Manor. Now, this time around, I wouldn't say it's worth stealing from them because we're going to be getting a ton of iron here on the ghost ship. So, if you were low on iron or didn't have any up to this point, don't worry, you're going to get a ton. Or a boatload. Or a ghost ship load, however you want to say it. A lot, though. Okay, a lot. A lot. I think I ended up with seriously over 50. Now, granted, I went way overboard with, what was I doing here? Evolving Pip. So, again, keep that in mind, too. Alright, here is... This is Polly, which, oh my gosh, this thing is just crazy. All right, so we'll run into guys kind of like this later. Now, unfortunately, you know, obviously, again, being that I don't have a kid with me, I can't steal. And I believe Polly's got a decent steal. I think it's the sight scope. Don't quote me though. Actually, let me just look that up just in case for anybody that's actually going with the save kid route. Now, let me find him here. Spelling is hard. So difficult. Okay, oh, I gotta be close. Gotta be close. Yep, okay. Alright, here he is. Yeah. Okay, so his common steal is the sight scope. His rare steal is the Inferno. Frankly, at this point in the game, I would rather have the sight scope, to be honest, as opposed to that Inferno element. The Inferno element, though, make no mistake, is really, really strong, and especially for this point in the game. So if you do get it, like I said, so the Inferno is the rare steal. So if you do get it, you know, it's not the end of the world. And then we've got actually one more boss, actually, I believe, right after this. Yeah, should be anyway. Anyway, so Polly, really just be careful if you're bringing a blue innate here like I did with Lena. Obviously, he's doing really, really good damage to characters that aren't blue innates. So, you know, again, keep that in mind. This guy's no joke. That flap hit, what, Glenn for like 90 damage? So, you know, stay healthy, I guess. almost down. I know he's weak here. We'll get him. It's only a matter of time. Alright, so we got another star there. Now, unfortunately, this boss battle and the next one are back-to-back, so we won't get any time to do any leveling in between, which really stinks, especially for me. You know, like I said, I like to try to squeeze out as much stat points as I can, but you know, it's just not an option, so that's all right. But anyways, all right, the final fight here is with Fargo. Not too difficult of a fight. One thing that I learned about Fargo that I didn't know before is if he lives long enough, he'll actually use the carnivore element, which is a really high level. I believe it's a green element. It's probably, what would that be, a tier 5? Maybe, I don't know, actually, don't quote me on that. I don't actually remember what tier it is. Anyways, so I don't believe, though, we have any traps for that. So I don't believe that's actually trappable until New Game Plus. I could be wrong on that. Again, he actually didn't live long enough for me to even see anyway. But that's my impression. And I believe all of my characters right now only have up to tier 5 for their element. So, you know, I guess long story short is even if I was able to trap it, you know, if it's anything higher than a tier 5, then you know, I'm not going to be able to even equip that trap element anyway. So again, I guess it probably doesn't matter. Like I said, it's, and the other thing with carnivore is it's trappable later on in the game anyway. So, you know, is it really going to be that big of a deal if you get it here or not? No. And although, to be honest, it would have been great to get it this early on in the game. That's like I said, it's a pretty powerful element. But anyways, not all that important. As far as steals, Fargo doesn't have anything noteworthy, I wouldn't say. I mean, you know, if you brought Kid with, you might as well steal from him. But nothing really to worry too much about. Alright, so there we go. There's our next star, and got a meteorite to drop. That's an okay element. Not bad. Okay. Let's get a move on here, buddy. Or not. I guess we'll just kind of chill for a while. There we go. Jeez. Okay. Keep in mind, pirates. See, does that not just sound like a total Pirates of the Caribbean reference? Well, I mean, obviously this came out before Pirates, so it just seems like a... Maybe they did. Maybe Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe Disney ripped off Chrono Cross a little bit. I'm just saying. Just putting it out there, okay? Which, by the way, those movies are amazing. I love them. Alright, I think this is a dream. I don't know. I don't know what was actually going on there. You don't look so well. Well, thanks. That's what we want to hear right when we wake up, right? Hey, dude, you don't look so good. Hey, thanks. You're a real friend, Lena. Maybe she is, though, you know? You gotta have friends like that. Tell them the truth. Stand and watch ain't easy. Don't I know it, buddy? I'm right there with ya. Alright, can't even see the water out there. Well, that's not good. But that's kind of what happens when you're, you know, cruising around in the fog, right? Wow, and I really was relishing my time here with this guy. Apparently I had to pee a lot during this video. I ain't scared. Okay. Sure, buddy. He looks scared to me. I don't know, I'm just saying. Okay. What is that? How ironic. A real ghost ship. Well, I guess that's what you get, right? Something's up. Really? You think so? Huh. Imagine that. Okay, so we are going to be battling the undead, I believe, for the entirety of the ship. Most, if not all, will be using black elements, which means Surge will be doing a ton of damage, but also taking a ton as well. So keep him healthy, or don't, and suffer the consequences. Yeah, look at this. This steel swallow is just wrecking stuff here. Really glad I got that upgrade. All right. Anyways, we're going to save right after this, and then we'll pick back up on the pirate ship right after. So hope this guide was helpful, and hope you join me for more. All right. Thanks for watching.